I made him upset. So then when he got up for work the next day, he was no longer in that like lovey-dovey mood. And so I knew his whole demeanor had changed. So I went up to him and I was like, "Oh, you mad at me? Like, now you mad at me?"
She
And then
not pouring in my cup.
he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Yes, you are." I was like, "You
I
were
wasn't
obsessed with
mad.
me like 8 hours
I
ago.
wasn't mad.
And now
I
you're
was
just like, you have a tude with me."
I was not mad. In your terms, in your words, I was disappointed.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do. I'm your host, Nisha G, and I'm here with my husband,
Molito.
Molito, in the words of Phoenix. Molito.
Molito.
Welcome back for another week, another episode. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, Booscaronis.
All of the above. Hey,
Hey,
Boots
Mommy.
Carones. Hey, Dede. That's how we've been greeting each other in our household the past week.
Because of our daughter.
Cause
It's not on some
he
weird.
goes, "Hey, Fife," and she goes, "Hey, Daddy," and I go, "Hey, Daddy," and he'd be like, "Hey, Mama." So
Yeah.
it's been our family greeting for the past.
It's been our thing.
Yeah, it's been our.
It's been our judge, as my wife would say, our judge. She's so damn bougie.
You still don't say it right.
She's so how you say it then?
Zhuzh.
Whatever.
It's the zhuzh.
I'm not from. Well, you're not from that either. You just act. You appropriate suburban culture.
I appropriate suburban culture.
You're not from the suburbs.
No, I'm not. But why? Why would you say I?
We know where you from.
Okay.
I went down to the hood to get me one.
We literally used to live like 2 blocks away from each other.
I went down to the hood to get me one.
There's that.
I went down to the hood to get me one.
How was your week, boy?
My week was good.
Care to elaborate?
I got to spend time with my family.
That was good.
Yeah, I was a little upset because I had missed our awards a couple weeks ago. So I was, I've been overcompensating a little bit.
You didn't miss nothing. It was the same old.
But I missed it, so I've been compensating a little bit with her. Other than that, I'm just preparing for work.
You've been overcompensating with her? I feel like you've been hard on her this week.
Well, I've been hard on her
not like hard, but just more stern.
I've been more stern as far as the sleep thing because.
Well, not just that. I'm talking about everything.
Well, because I'm trying to develop her a little more maturity. So I'm trying to
Fair.
set solid ground lines with her. But that's still my baby.
Yeah.
And
I think she's definitely feeling some of the things we've been implementing, especially when it comes to like sneaking in our room in the middle of the night.
Right.
Like this whole week. So she's notorious for getting in our bed or knocking on the door at like 4 a.m. to try to like get in the bed, and he's just been like, "Don't let her in." like that's
back.
it. She just can't get in. So
it got to the point where I said, "Wake me up."
So you got up. You got up for the gym at 4 this morning, right?
It was like 4:30.
Okay, and then so when you left, as soon as you left, I hear the door creak open again. I had my face mask, like my eye mask over my eyes, but I can always see like a little slit, like right in the middle. And she comes over to the side of the bed, and so I'm still pretending to be asleep, and she starts like tapping me, and then she starts like shoving me. So I take my eye mask off, and I was like, "Yes, Phoenix, what is it?" And she's like, "Where's Daddy?" And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Is Daddy at jury duty?" And I was like, "No, Daddy's not at jury duty." So I was like, "Oh, Daddy went to the gym." And then she goes, "Can I get in the bed with you?"
Absolutely not.
And I was like, normally, because I was like already tired, normally I just like, get in the bed, Phoenix. But I was like, nope. I said, "You need to go back to your room." And she was like, "What?" Like, Daddy's not here. We're both in the clear. Like, I feel like that's the angle she was taking. She was taking the angle like, but Dad's not here.
And that just go to show me.
It's cool. He ain't here.
And that just go to show me you let her get away with murder when I'm around.
So I told her, I was like, "No, baby." I said, "You need to go get back into bed." And then she like huffed and puffed, and she was like, can you come tuck me in? I said, I absolutely cannot.
Absolutely not.
I was like, I'm absolutely not getting out of this bed. You done already broke my sleep. Your dad broke my sleep getting up.
Absolutely.
I'm not getting out of this bed when I
How I
have
break your sleep?
I have another 2 hours to lay here. I am not getting up.
You know what? I will say this. Lord knows, because of jury duty, I went like 5 weeks without the gym. And I'm getting back. I've gained like a lot of weight back, and I'm mad about that. But these last couple of days, I've been in the gym. I'm back in it.
That's how it is.
I'm in it.
I felt, and it's so funny because when you get back into it,
I felt back.
Your body is like, yes.
And I've actually had more energy these last couple of days, even though I've been getting up at 4:30 going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be worked at 9. I don't know why. I don't really have to get to the gym till like 6, but I get to the gym at 5 by 5.
Yeah.
But I've literally had more energy than I've ever had the last couple of days.
Well, that's usually,
and I slept pretty good last night.
That's usually the benefits of moving.
And the other benefits too.
Oh my. We're not gonna get into that. Well, my week was pretty good.
That's good. That's good.
I enjoyed having you.
Well, hold on, really though, because you were like cussing at needles and stuff this week.
Cussing at needles? Oh, because of my embroidery machine.
Yeah.
Listen here. Let me tell you. At first, it was really frustrating because there's nothing more frustrating than being in the middle of a project and being almost done with said project and then to only get to the finish line and something gets messed up. And I had some hats that I had to do, and I was embroidering some hats. And I was putting patches on them, but instead of like making the patches individually, I was like directly embroidering onto that. And so then my machine started, it's called like nesting. Well, essentially all of the thread starts just like bunching up in a nest. And here's the thing. At first it was really annoying. I was annoyed because I was almost done and then I had to like try to troubleshoot or whatever. And I didn't troubleshoot the way I probably should have. But then it happened again. And when it happened again, I started laughing. I literally started laughing because I was on the last hat. Everything was looking perfect. Everything was looking beautiful. You guys know,
when my wife starts laughing, she's really upset.
Yes. So I started laughing. She's
like about to start swinging.
When I saw the nesting, because you can hear it. First you start hearing it because there's like a shift in the machine. The machine starts to do like this. And I was like, so I went over to the machine and I looked at it and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I just started laughing. And I was like, okay, this is my life. And then I thought to myself,
it's now our
life. I said no, because you know how I've been saying that I want to upgrade my machine, right?
Yeah.
And so the next upgrade to my machine is really considered a very like
expensive machine.
It's a financial investment, okay? Because we're not talking.
It's going the opposite way of what we're trying to go.
It's so I had thought to myself, when it comes to embroidery, there's so many like different things that you have to learn about it. And so instead of getting upset, I was like, you know what? This is something that I should just learn how to resolve now so that I can understand why the machine is doing this and how I can troubleshoot it. And quite literally, I calmed myself down immediately. And I was like, let me back up a little bit. I took everything out, clipped everything, and I was like, there has to be a way to resolve this. I went on YouTube because why not?
YouTube
University. And the idea that I had to rectify it in the first place, I just went on YouTube to see if I can find a video of somebody who had already done it to see if it like even made sense. And there was a video of it. And I was like, okay, I already knew I was onto something. And I literally was able to save the last hat. Like I was genuinely proud of myself because you can't even tell the difference because I learned something.
They're going to know now.
Because I learned something new on my machine. And so I was just thinking to myself, I was like, yes. I said, you know what? And it's just like how when I tell her, like when I always say sometimes you have to fail in order to be great. This was like one of those things because now even going into like my next project, if something comes up with the machine, I feel a little bit more confident in knowing how to maneuver and troubleshoot the machine so that when I do make that big investment next, I feel like I'll be ready to take it on and I won't feel so defeated or feel like I just wasted a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? So that was really good. I feel like that was one of the highlights. But yes, the first time it happened, like when you had called me and it's so funny because what always happens is you'll call me and you're in a great mood. or you're like in a mood
And
to
you kill
really
it
talk to
every
me,
time.
and there is something going on at that time, and it's just like I'm a killjoy.
Let me tell y'all this.
Because I was definitely a killjoy. You were like, "Hey, babe, I'm missing you. I love you," and I was like, "I'm dealing with a crisis right now."
I'm back in my obsessed with my wife phase, and she's not pouring into my cup.
Oh my gosh, no! This is okay. This is what happens.
She's not.
So how he says
No,
that
hold
he's in his obsessed with his wife stage,
calm
but then
down.
I pissed him off. What was it? What was that, Saturday night or something like that? I made him upset. So then when he got up for work the next day, he was no longer in that like lovey-dovey mood. And so I knew his whole demeanor had changed. So I went up to him and I was like, "Oh, you mad at me? Like, now you mad at me?" And
She's
then
not
he's like,
pouring in my cup.
he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Yes, you are." I was like, "You were
I wasn't
obsessed with
mad.
me like 8 hours
I
ago.
wasn't mad.
And now
I
you're
was-
just like, you have a tude with me."
I was not mad. In your terms, in your words, I was disappointed.
It's not the same thing.
I was just disappointed.
What were you disappointed by?
I don't forgot. I don't forgot. Because you made up for it that Sunday night.
What I tell you about that? I can't.
Well, I don't know why you be acting like people don't know we grown. We got a whole kid.
I know people know that we're grown.
What we got today, babe?
I mean, we do have a whole kid, and we
what
have
we
a
got today, babe?
whole podcast. Okay, so everyone loves our 2 cents, our reaction videos, and so we had some reactions that we were gonna do today. We do one reaction episode each month to kind of break it up and like have a little fun, give advice and things like that. So
hope you got some juicy shit.
I got one for you that I would like to hear your feedback on.
Hold
okay.
on, just so y'all know, this be my first time hearing these things too.
Yes.
I don't be knowing.
I just kind of spring it on him because I want his honest reaction and I want his honest opinion.
This don't be pre-recorded.
These be like real world situations.
That's why a lot of times I be like, they wild.
Okay. All right. So this one is, my husband takes everyone's side against me.
I see why.
And I don't have my glasses on today, guys. So y'all gonna have to bear with me a little bit, okay?
You need me to read
it? No, I think I got it. Okay. So it says, my husband takes everyone's side against me, and I do mean everyone, even strangers. The latest incident was my stepson. So my stepson had a friend from school over this week, and we'll just call him Tim. I've met Tim twice, and he's a typical teen boy who I know has chronic cold sores. I gave him medication last time he was here. Well, yesterday I saw him putting his mouth on my 1.5-year-old's toys. I grabbed it and washed it before the baby had woke up. Later, I mentioned it to my husband, saying it was gross because who knows where this kid's mouth has been, and my husband completely invalidated my feelings and told me it was normal. He even said, to be fair, I would totally do the same thing if I was him. I am legitimately floored and disgusted that my 43-year-old husband would say that he would put a random baby's toy in his mouth in some weird effort to defend someone against me. I feel like this is insane. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
This can't be real life. This was not real life. That's for real?
Yeah.
That's for real.
That's for real.
First of all, Herpes Tim wouldn't be at my house. He always got a cold sore. He rocking a cold sore every week.
I mean,
well,
you figure how long does a cold sore take to go away?
About 7 days.
I was gonna say it takes about a week.
Yeah,
to
but
go
you
away.
get a cold sore maybe once, twice.
But
a year.
but sometimes, sometimes people, like when they have cold sores, like they rub their lips together. Like I've seen people put like just like Vaseline all over their lips, and they will like rub the cold sore and then rub the Vaseline on the top part of the lip, then stick their finger back into the Vaseline. So like they don't realize that they're contaminating stuff. So by the time that one's over, it's probably like a new one coming or something.
I would say this, ma'am, you are 100% valid in your opinions, and you're nicer than me because I would have threw the damn toy in the trash.
I was gonna say I was gonna say the same thing myself.
I
I was like, ain't no way I would have like.
I
And
would.
she said she washed it. She didn't even say disinfect.
She said washed it.
She said she washed it
I
before the
would.
baby could get up.
I would have
Mm-mm.
threw that damn thing in the trash. I would have
Mm-mm.
cussed him ass out. Told him to take his ass home.
Mm-mm.
To take him and his lightweight STD home.
Yeah, because that's a little
nasty.
too much. That's a little too much.
I would tell Tim, you're only allowed in my house once your flares have gone away.
Okay, but the whole purpose
That's
behind
wild.
it though was.
But that's wild, babe.
I know that's wild, but the whole reason behind that is that
that's personal.
she feels like her husband is constantly taking other people's sides. So she's basically, I think she used this scenario as one of those things to say, like, even in something so obvious
Yeah.
as to like him should say, like, tell your friend to keep your younger sibling's toys out of his mouth. He even came up with an excuse to defend the 17-year-old boy,
Right. And
instead of validating his wife's feelings. So I think that's the major point. So
Right.
what's your advice to dealing with a partner who constantly invalidates your concerns or your feelings?
You need to have therapy, or it's gonna be a bigger. It's gonna end up being a bigger issue, because if he can't see the risk of, in that situation that you read, the risk that involves his other child potentially getting having the same effect, and we all know that those things are worse for infants. Like, that can literally kill his child if old bump mouth Tim keep coming around.
Yeah. And he made an excuse that he would totally do that too if he was Tim.
And that was lie. Like, it's either like your husband don't want to have these discussions with you, or he don't want to take accountability in these discussions. I don't want to say accountability, or he don't want to, like, be involved in these discussions. But it's like, I don't understand why he just automatically just assumes that you're in the wrong in all these situations. I feel like there may be some history here that we're not getting full detail.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking along the lines of he probably views her that every time she complains about something, it's like overinflated.
Yeah.
And so now he's developed like this this defense to everything that she says. He has to tone it down and make it less valuable, and that also looks like invalidating her feelings.
Right, because I feel like if she's the type of person where she has a problem with
everything, or she always overinflates things, then his brain is naturally like, okay, here she go with this bullcrap again.
Here go Linda.
Here go Linda again. So
I'm sorry if you name Linda.
I know
that's just the first thing came to my mind.
So, but that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, she's probably one of those women who like to overinflate situations or scenarios.
Yep.
And for her husband, he's been dealing with it for years. And so now he's just like, everything that comes out of her mouth, it's his natural reaction to downplay it so that he doesn't feed into her, like, overdoing it, right?
I see that.
That's what I had got from it. In any case, even if that is the case, if that's how your wife feels, you still should not invalidate her feelings. Like, whether you thought she was being ridiculous or not, which she was not being ridiculous. Let's start there. But whether or not you thought she was being ridiculous or not, you still could have validated her feelings by, like, yeah, you know what, babe, you're right. I'm going to have a conversation with our son to talk to his friend, or next time Tim is over, I'm going to have a conversation with Tim, and then you could have the conversation with Tim and, like, even make it more, like, lighthearted or something, but at least validate your wife's feelings so that she knows that when she comes to you with a concern, that it's not falling on deaf ears.
I agree with that. I feel like you have to. I know a lot of men feel like, I'm not gonna just validate her feelings because they're crazy. Okay, validating feelings doesn't necessarily mean you believe
or agree with them all the time,
or agree with what they're validating. Their feeling is just saying, okay, I hear what you're saying,
and I
understand what you're saying, and I understand how you feel,
and I can see how you feel that way.
Right.
However,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say however, like,
Linda,
because then that could
you tripping
validate the feelings, but.
But that is wild. But I feel like that's one of those ones where, like, it's we need, like, context.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this one? Let's get your thoughts on this one. This one says, I love my baby but hate my husband.
Most women. You let him hit it.
What?
You didn't have second thoughts.
Don't you start. You're not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Y'all just mad 'cause my boy Jamal was on to something.
We're not doing that.
Go ahead.
Okay,
read
so
this
I love
nonsense.
my baby, but I hate my husband. Before this new chapter of life, I loved my husband. We had great chemistry, we were best friends, and we genuinely enjoyed each other's company. Now that the baby is here, I feel like he's gotten grumpier, more aggressive. He loves baby and is not a streaker when it comes to parenting. However, our relationship has definitely changed. I attributed his grumpiness to us living with his parents in the suburbs for the past 2 months postpartum and him having to commute 4 hours a day to work. Now that we are in the city, back in our own space, I thought things would change, but they haven't. For me, my love for my baby has taken over for the love of anyone else. I would much rather spend my time and all my day with my baby than other people. And I used to be very social. There are times my husband will say that I am babying our 2.5 month old, or that we shouldn't let the baby completely change our lives from before in terms of us being social and traveling. The more he says stuff like that, the more I hate him. Does anyone else feel this way or going through the same thing that I'm feeling? Or am I just reading into things? Advice.
You are 100% wrong
100% wrong what?
in everything.
What?
First of all, who not gonna be grumpy commuting 4 hours?
Okay, but no, listen to
ho-
what she said. She said before that's what she
Okay.
attributed to. Now that they're back in their own
It's
space,
the same thing.
he's not doing all
It
that.
don't
anymore.
matter. You gotta go. You gotta go back to the first. With men, it's chronological. You gotta go back to first, right? This man, you gotta think about it because my answers are gonna be the same in both scenarios with,
Okay.
with the commute and not the commute, right? This man was commuting 8 hours a day, working minimum 8 hours a day,
Mhm.
right? Now, I will say this: that after the baby, things are different.
Yes.
Your body is different. Your psyche is different.
Your relationship is different.
Everything is different, right? But he's going to expect of you the things that he expected of you before the baby came along.
Can't do that.
You can't do all of that.
Can't do that.
Hold on. Let me.
I'm just saying, go ahead.
I'm
just saying, go
if you
ahead.
want to talk.
I'm just saying, go ahead.
If you want to talk.
Go ahead.
So you have to, in a nutshell, what you have to pour into your marriage a little more once the child is born. I don't want to say that because children interrupt.
They disrupt your current living style.
They interrupt the love in the relationship because now they add a whole new dynamic. And so what your husband is basically saying is, I don't want our child to put us in a state to where we no longer see each other the way we saw each other that made us want to have this child. He's saying, I want to see my wife in the same light I saw you in before we had this child. That's why he made that statement. And he may be a little bitter because it seems like I get it. She's a new mother. She's in love, obsessed with her child. I get it.
Don't get it.
I get
okay.
it. I get it.
I think that's literally quite the problem.
I get it. But you have to understand, at the end of the day, you have to put your husband first.
Yeah.
Because in 18 years, or whatever the case may be, your child's gonna leave. Eventually, it's gonna leave. I understand he or she is new, and they got that new baby smell, and you're just so in love.
Not a toy, Maurice.
I get it. You're just.
I
so
get
in
it.
love.
It's new. You threw away the receipt. You're not.
I didn't say. I said
you're
it's
not
new.
returning it.
I said it's new. Like the experience is new, right? But you have to hold on and continue to do the things that you did before the child was here to keep the bond together, and that's also for the benefit of the child. So that way the child can continue to grow up in a 2-parent household and have both parents there to love and care for them.
Right.
Now go say some of this crazy shit you're gonna say.
No, I'm not gonna say anything crazy. I think
wrong.
This is what I think happens, okay, for a lot of couples, and I feel like we've experienced it too. I think there is almost like, even though there's so much joy, that happens when you have a baby,
Mm.
I feel as though through my experience with you, there's like this small moment of like, for lack of better verbiage, mourning, right?
Morning?
Like mourning the loss of what the relationship was like prior to the baby being there.
Okay.
Okay.
I can
So,
see that.
right? So we go from this dynamic of it you being you and me, right? And you having all my attention, all my
Right.
love, all the things that you see now that I show baby or that she is showing baby used to go to you, right?
Mhm.
So before there was a baby, there was you.
But you guys are pouring into
Listen,
each other.
listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. There was you, okay? When you have a baby, the baby, it like disrupts whatever the norm was of the relationship, and you have to adapt. But what ends up happening is you start focusing so much, my opinion is, men tend to focus so much on what was, that it makes what's happening now in the presence with the baby that much more difficult, on top of all of the new difficulties that come with having a baby. I don't disagree.
I disagree with what you're saying.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But that's why we have these discussions, because it's like your perspective is going to be different as a father and a man, and my perspective is going to be different as a female and a wife and a mother. But it's like you look, because like how you said before, you have said before, I wish you can love me like you love her. Exactly, right?
Because you loved me that way before she was here.
Exactly, right? So instead of, and like I say, that's pretty much what is happening, because he is also looking at, like, I used to get all that love. I used to get all that attention. You couldn't wait to come home and be with me. You wanted to spend all your time with me. I was the person that you wanted to take pictures with, travel with, have a conversation with, love on, lay on his chest, do all of those things. And now that this baby is here, you making it seem like that's all I was good for. And now that you got what you wanted,
but
like there's no reason for me. But that is completely understandable. Like, I don't want you
travel with the baby.
Hold on. He
never said let's leave the baby.
No, he's saying that he misses basically how they were socially prior to the baby, right? So what I'm trying to get at is, things are not going to look like they were prior to baby, but that doesn't mean that you can't get back to a new normal that still includes all of the things that you guys used to do. It's just going to look different. Like, instead of, maybe we can't go out every single Friday night at 10 o'clock in downtown and have a drink at the bar. We probably can't do that. We can probably plan like maybe 1 or 2 outings a month. And if we can get a sitter with and leave our baby with somebody who we trust, like, it's just going to look different. But instead of focusing so much on all of the other external aspects about the whole situation, let's look at it from a different scope. Like, it should also bring you joy to see your wife so in love with the child that you guys have created.
Okay.
It shouldn't? Because it brings me so much joy when I watch you interact with our child. Like, especially when she was a baby and when she was a newborn, that was quite literally, it's always literally my favorite thing to watch.
To me, that's natural. I expect that of a parent, to be in love with their newborn.
But see, and then another thing is, you're like, oh, I totally understand. And this is no disrespect, no shade. And I'm not trying to say that, like, moms love the kids more than dads love the kids. I'm not trying to say that. But what I'm saying is, and this was always told to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, until I became a mother. It is an indescribable love. Like, the when you give birth to a child, like, I really honestly can't put it like into words.
Here's the thing. I personally believe that when you're especially a first time mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're pouring everything you have into just nurturing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as a father, we're pouring everything we have into protecting, right?
Mm-hmm. The focus is different.
Right? The focus is different.
Mm-hmm.
But as a father, I have to protect, and I also have to nourish in those moments where you're mentally tapped out. I have to be able to nourish. I have to be able to step in and also protect at the same time. And as a father, I have to allow my child to go through some type of adversity to build their character. Listen to me. So like when like if she was to fall, right? Okay, you're fine. Get up. Instead of going over there and doing what mommy wants to do, oh, come here, baby. What is it? Let me see. Don't let mommy kiss it. No, you're fine. It's not that bad. You don't need a doctor. You don't need a band-aid.
I know, but we're talking about the newborn stage.
Okay,
We're not.
but
They shouldn't be facing adversity as a newborn.
But I would no. I was talking about fatherhood in general.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
it's
you
like-
gotta specify because
but-
you just switched gears, and I was totally confused.
Because it's like fatherhood in general. Like we have to protect and nurture, but our nurturing is also preparing for the challenges of life.
Okay, I get that.
While I feel like most mothers feel like their nurturing is basically coddling.
No,
Because you're not starting with her.
I'm really.
When you're ready to leave. That's about it.
Really?
Next one. We're not.
She wouldn't do half of the things that she does if I wasn't starting with her.
Okay. But when I come in and say something, shit happens.
No.
It don't.
If anything, I use you as like a threatening tool sometimes.
Because when dad speaks, it's real. When dad get up,
or it's because he got to make her cry.
Because I don't take the mess. I'm gonna come in and put my foot down. What your mama say?
Okay.
Sit down.
I think you just like completely jumped track. But
no, because you over here acting like motherhood is better than fatherhood.
Oh my gosh. I quite literally said no shade. I was not trying to throw shade. It is a different experience. That's all I'm trying to say. Motherhood and fatherhood are different experiences, but they are meant to be shared together.
You think
that's
you push
all
7
I'm
pounds
saying.
out your hoo-ha, you better than me.
Let me see you push 7 pounds out your soul and then come and talk to me.
I do it every day.
No, you don't.
It's just linear.
You don't. When you can grow fingernails in your belly, in your womb, come and talk to me. Okay? Okay?
I can't grow them, but I can put them there. Next one.
Anyways, I wasn't even done with that one, but whatever.
We done because you want some BS.
No, you want some BS.
I love my wife, y'all.
Okay. Here we go. Found videos of my husband with his ex. I'm traumatized.
Stop
Advice needed.
Stop going through his phone. Simple as that.
Okay. So she says she regrets this, but here we go. Right off the bat. Oh, sorry. My bad. Okay, my husband is currently at work. I went into his laptop to find some photos and videos of me and our daughter that has been on there. I saw a file within his video folder with random letters as the name, and out of pure curiosity, I clicked on it. Right off the bat, I saw 7 videos that looked like him and his ex from 2017. Some were just of them kissing, and some were of them full on getting it on. I have no clue why I watched them, but now I'm traumatized. They were so loving and passionate, never-ending kissing and constant eye contact. We're passionate too, but not to that extent. What killed me even more was how thin she was. I'm 200 pounds at 5'2", and she couldn't have been more than 125 pounds at 5'5". He always has told me that he's liked bigger girls and hated how thin this particular ex was, but he sure seemed to be enjoying her in the photos and videos. In one video, he was practically worshiping her body in a way that he has never done with me before. Now I'm shaky and sick. He'll be home in a few hours, but I don't know if I should tell him this. I don't even know why he still has those videos of her and him. He has other exes since her, but I saw nothing of theirs. So it's even more concerning that he still has these on his laptop. Could he still have a soft spot for her? I don't know. I just really need some help.
2 things. You went snooping and you found something you didn't want to find. That's number 1. Number 2, comparison is the thief of joy.
This is true.
So now you're sitting here comparing yourself to this woman when before you found this photo you had no issues.
You had a happy life. But one can still ask.
So
why are they still on the laptop?
It don't matter why they're there. The problem is
in a special folder with random letters.
The problem is you're creating problems in your relationship.
Oh wow. Is she?
Yeah, she is. She is.
So, okay. So you go through my phone because you're looking for a picture to send yourself like you always do. You go through my photos to send yourself pictures. You come across some pictures of, hypothetically speaking, me and an ex, and we're like lovey-dovey. I'm all over him. It looks like we're having a great time. You find some videos, and it's like, oh damn, like my wife was, she was really feeling him.
First of all, it's 2001 videos, and I can't see nothing in it.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you.
I can't see none of these videos you recorded with your sidekick.
Okay. I did not have a sidekick. First of all, cut it out. And sidekick was like 2004, 2003, or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, you come across those videos. You're not going to feel any type of way about it?
She said 2017.
I say you're not going to feel any type of way. No, answer.
No, I'm not.
So you're not. So you're going to come across. You're going to come across videos of me with my ex having a good old grand time. He don't look nothing like you, and you see me just enjoying him and every. No. Let me finish. You mean to tell me that you're going to look at those videos, you're going to look at those pictures, and you're going to say to yourself,
"That's where
you're going to say to yourself, like, it's not even a big deal."
And that's where that's where you lost me. I'm not watching no videos. I might see a picture and just keep strolling because I know that
you ain't gonna keep scrolling.
I am. It's your ex. I ain't gonna. I'm in it now.
Yeah, but the point is that you're gonna be like, why do you still have this?
No,
on
I
your
don't.
phone?
No, I'm not. I've never. I'm not the jealous type.
You lucky. You lucky. I'm gonna try to go find something from 6th grade.
Oh my god.
I would try to go find a picture of my ex from 6th grade.
The point of the matter is she went looking somewhere she shouldn't have looked, and whatever his reason is for having these pictures,
they're valid.
If they're his reason is valid to him. Right, but she's now created a complex in her head because she's watched something.
Naturally so, because her husband has photos and videos of him and his ex from 7 years ago, or almost 7 years ago, and he looked like he was having the time of his life. And I need to know, are you going back looking at these videos, reminiscing on the time that you had, and then you come and you lay down with me? Are you thinking of her? Are you in the moment with me? What's the deal? I don't look anything like her, but you seem like you really loved her, but you told me that you did it. And then you told me you didn't really like her body type, but then you're with me, but then I'm looking in these videos and you guys look so happy.
I understand how women don't understand that. It don't take much for a man. And most men, we don't need a reason to get it in.
Oh, that's no. And women understand that.
We'll find a reason.
Women understand
to sleep with anybody.
You can sleep with somebody with a paper bag over their head.
And we're not going to say that he's, he has. You're trying to say pictures of his ex. He has videos. He has pictures and videos of his life history. It's his life story.
No, she just said it was. That's the thing. She said he has many other ex. He's had other exes after her, but he didn't bother. He didn't bother keeping video and keepsakes. I mean, that she hasn't stumbled across yet.
We all have,
but he doesn't have any keepsakes of them.
We all have highlight reels.
So you don't think there's anything wrong with that?
No.
Okay, good to know.
Because he had these videos.
Good to know.
He had these videos before he got with her, right? Now, did she ask about these videos? That's
what she was debating. She was basically debating, should she even bring it up or not?
Okay, no, but I'm saying before she found them, was this a concern before she found them?
Obviously not.
So it shouldn't be a concern now because she wouldn't have found them if she wouldn't have went to his computer.
But she was going through the computer for a valid reason and stumbled across that.
Yeah. A convenient reason.
Okay,
we're not going to say she was going through for a valid reason. We're going to say a convenient reason.
Okay, well here's this. I think the only part that kind of sticks out for me is that they were in a folder that he intentionally labeled. Right, so that means since 2017. I'm going to assume that he's probably had at least 2 laptops. Most people don't keep laptops that long.
And I'm betting you whatever that label was, that acronym stands for something.
Oh, of course it stands for something. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're keeping it on your memory drive, your hard drive.
Comment on the video with the acronym so I can figure it out.
I don't know. She just said letters.
I know. Put the letters. I'm going to figure it out. This is my repertoire. This is when
Really?
my brain kicks into high drive.
Really?
What?
Ay, ay, ay. No, I think, like I said, I think what sticks out to me the most is the fact that through all of the like laptops and phones and everything else that he's had, he's constantly kept track.
It's probably honestly, was in the cloud.
Okay, but you can get it out of the cloud.
It's probably in the cloud. He ain't been thinking about that.
Okay, but you can get it out of the cloud.
And hold on. She said from 2017. You know how far back she had to go in the history to get the 2017?
No,
pictures?
it was in a folder.
But you know how far she had to go back?
What do you mean?
Okay.
It was okay. She went into the laptop to look for photos. Okay,
I got
so
it.
photos are already like
Go ahead,
in like a folder or
go
something.
ahead and justify her actions. Go ahead and justify her actions. She's snooping, and she done shoot better.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So do you think that if you find something on your partner's phone or laptop,
Mm-hmm.
whether you found it through incident or if you purposely
If it bothers
went looking,
you bring it to their
do
attention.
you? I was just gonna say, do you think that it's worth mentioning?
If it bothers you, you bring it to their attention because
Okay.
she's not gonna have peace until she has the answer.
Okay, so now if your partner
because now she's self-conscious of herself.
so now if your partner says the only thing that would make me a little bit more comfortable is you getting rid of these permanently, like deleting them from the cloud, getting rid of them, and I need you to do it in front of me. Do you do it?
I'm gonna email it to myself first and then do it. I might have to run that back.
I'm happy you find it funny.
Now, I would just delete it. I don't care. I don't keep shit though.
I was just about to say that. I was gonna say I don't think it would really matter with you anyway because you don't keep anything. You would just like get rid of it anyway.
I probably would have got rid of it
Because
before you saw it.
he has this thing like he doesn't like to keep a lot of like stuff on his phone and his computer and stuff like that. Like if it's not a need, there's really no reason for it to be there. So I mean, but you're tech savvy, so I don't know. Maybe you do have a secret folder.
I have a secret folder that's encrypted with a 32-bit encryption that you will never break.
That I'll never.
Full of all the news that my exes have ever sent me.
All your exes.
All my exes.
All the exes that you've had since
02.
Since before age 15, or
yes, all of them. All that Nokia phones.
all. Oh my gosh, that just reminds me. Oh my gosh, I have to talk about it just really quick.
What?
When you got that damn Nokia phone for Christmas when we were in high school, he got a cell phone for Christmas.
First of all, it was 02.
It was the what was it, like the long
it was the
small
old,
baby brick
it was an old
Nokias?
school brick Nokia that probably still work today.
Wait a minute, and I will never forget. What was it? Christmas. It was Christmas Day. You got the phone. You had already had your car for a little bit, and then you had got a brand new what was that brand? Fat Albert. Was it the Fat Albert sweatshirt?
The FUBU.
The
Fat Albert FUBU.
With the Fat Albert FUBU, and it had like the little matching cap. And he came to my house, and you couldn't tell him nothing.
Fresh off the press.
Hot. For one, he drove to my house.
Dripping.
He had his new car.
Dripping.
He had his new cell phone. He had a new Christmas sweater and a new Christmas
And what
TV.
you do? You get in the car?
And I was like...
Hopped in that car?
I was like, hey, babe.
What you do? Hopped in the car, didn't you? Hopped in the car for a ride? Didn't you?
Oh, my gosh.
Don't play
if
me.
I could go back to being 15, I wouldn't. Let's start there. I wouldn't, but...
We're not gonna act like when you were 15, all you did was walk around in basketball shorts and sports bra so everybody can see your belly button ring.
I was cute. What do you want me to say?
We got another one, babe.
No.
We don't have another one?
No. I just wanted to talk to you about that for a second because that was funny.
Okay. What we're not gonna do is make fun of me.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was telling the world about how much I loved you, and I was going down memory lane because it was a fond memory that I have of you showing up on my doorstep with your Fat Albert FUBU beanie and FUBU oversized sweater and your Nokia brick phone in your 2002 Cavi Chevalier.
You know license plate number 2?
I did probably at one point. I'm not gonna lie. I had all your info at one point.
Because you're a stalker.
No, I wasn't a stalker. You left your FAFSA papers out one day. We were studying at your house.
You
And
read my papers
you
in my
left-
house.
You left your see this goes back to the
You
this
stupid.
no.
You
Let
stupid.
me no. Listen how that played in. This goes back to how she found the stuff on his
You
laptop.
stupid.
Because back then it wasn't a laptop. I was at his house and we were studying, right? And
study
we were studying, and I was on his.
Study.
I was laying on his bed, and I was doing my homework
on my bed.
and he had his
Study.
FAFSA, is that how you say it? FAFSA paperwork out on the bed, and he had got up to go to get like a snack or something like that. And so
Snack.
it was like all of
I
his
had to get
FAFSA
some
stuff. So it was
water.
like all of the financial documents, and it had his parents' socials on there, his social, everything. And back then, I had a photogenic memory. And so when I was looking at the papers, like I was taking a break from doing my homework, and I was like, "Oh, he left papers right here on the bed."
I didn't realize
like,
I married
what-
a scammer.
I was like, "What? What?" I was like, "What are these papers?" And I was reading. I was like, "Oh, it's financial aid stuff for
I married
college."
a scammer.
And when I was
Scammer.
reading over it, my brain was just like my brain was really good at remembering numbers back then. And then I remember one day I had I said it back to you, and like I had knew your social, like your parents, everything, and you looked at me like, "Why the hell do you know like my social
She was a scammer.
And I was like, "Because you left the papers out, and I just so happened to see the papers."
That makes
See,
sense
it's just like her. She just so happened to stumble across the folder. I just so happened to stumble across
both of y'all
your
wrong.
financial paperwork.
And that's why that long. I had a loan come out.
Oh my! Stop it! You are such a liar. Stop it! Stop it! I don't even know how to log in to pay the mortgage.
The year was 04.
How to,
I was making $7.25 an hour.
and he thought he was big cheese.
Balling.
Big cheese. That's like, okay, so like my first job was KFC. I know we just got totally read off right now, but my first job was KFC.
You worked at KFC for 2 days.
And I know I worked at KFC for like 3.5 weeks, first of all, because I worked there long enough to get one paycheck. And my first paycheck was like I think like $156 or $136 or something like that. But I remember thinking like once I break that down to 10s and 20s, like I had money. Like when I put that money in my wallet, I was like, I'm pretty much balling. Like I can go to Walmart and buy anything right now.
You spend $5 a day at lunch.
But I was just like, I just knew that I could go to Walmart and just like buy whatever I wanted.
Okay. We appreciate y'all. My wife is. We're sorry about this last tangent. I'm
This
sorry.
has been another episode of Life After I Do. If you're not doing so already, you can follow us across our social medias. That's going to include YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for the time being, because we don't know what's going on with that. TikTok for the time being at Life After I Do podcast.
I ain't got no
You can also write into us at lifeafterIdopodcast@gmail.com. As always, you get a new episode every Wednesday, and we would love to see you guys in the comments on our socials. So until then, peace.
Peace, Boosteroonis.